However, Goku stopped it with his hand. Everyone was shocked, including the gods. "Not bad for an old man," said Goku with a smile. On the other hand, above the Colosseum, "How is it possible that a human could stop my father? What a surprise," Hermes said to his brother Ares. On the battlefield, "Ditto for a human. That punch is almost the speed of light, and I can't believe a human could have stopped it." "I don't know who you are, but we're with you, Goku. Keep it up," said the human grandstand. "Haha, this is so much fun. I won't have me then with you, so here we go again." Then Zeus again, in weight, attacked with several blows. However, Goku stopped them without difficulty, and everyone saw it by seeing how the Saiyan warrior stopped the blows of his opponent. Seeing this, the gods were surprised to see a simple human stop all the attacks of the great Zeus on the battlefield. Next attack, Divine Axe, whereupon the great Zeus put his foot to break the boy's leg, but Goku saw it coming, so he dodged it. "This is so much fun. You know, I haven't had fun in years, but you're the first one to make me have a lot of fun, boy. Let's get on with the battle," said Zeus with a huge smile, where both fighters put their combat pose. Then see how Zeus began to give several blows to the Saiyan warrior. See how he stopped him. As he stopped them, seeing the low defense of the god Zeus, Goku took that opportunity by giving him a blow in the stomach, making him spit the great Zeus. Everyone saw him to see how Zeus spit large amounts of blood. Humans to see that celebrated for the feat of the Saiyan warrior while in the stands. "It's not possible. This human made my father bleed," Hermes said in surprise. "Haha, that had to hurt," he said with a smile on his face. "Unbelievable. I did not expect it, and to think that I was worried about him. And he is very good, and to think that he stopped his attacks from the great Zeus without receiving any damage," said his little sister Walkari. "Oh, little sister, remember that this human is the strongest in the whole world, including that he is more powerful than Lu Bu himself." "What do you mean, Sister Brunhild?" "It is said that thousands of years ago this man did not stop training. It is said that he trained without fatigue. It is not known exactly, or much less. His story is not yet known. It is only a complete mystery to us Balkors ourselves." "I understand. In other words, Goku is the one to defeat Zeus himself, and his stupid arrogance that the gods have," Brunhild says with a devilish grin. "Wow, sister, I didn't think you were scary," said her little sister. On the battlefield, "Okay, this is really fun." But it didn't end, as he saw how the Saiyan warrior quickly came towards him, and see how a kick hit him in his face, making him shoot out several kilometers, and then hit the ring. All surprised to see how Goku gave that kick to Zeus himself. The people of the human race celebrated, while the gods could not believe it, a human making Zeus suffer. On the battlefield, Goku was observing his opponent, saying, "It's a shame to have to fight you, and you know, I'm sorry Grandpa for hitting you so hard." Hearing that, Zeus quickly stood up and said, "Grandfather, you called me?" And all the stands were silent. Effect of his two sons, Ares and Hermes, who were extremely surprised, as well as the two Valkyries who were inside the stadium, surprised, but seeing Brunhild laughing. On the battlefield, "Hahaha, fantastic, are you serious? I'm so happy I can do it alone." Then his muscles started to increase more and more. At that, Goku noticed. However, Zeus said, "I can't hold back anymore, Goku." It gave the beginning to the third round of this endless battle, where Zeus gave the first blow to the Saiyan warrior, were the same, both fingers gave direct blows in their faces. Meanwhile, Zeus saw a low opening of the Saiyan warrior, so he gave him a blow to the face. After giving him an axe kick in the stomach, sending the Saiyan warrior flying into the stadium wall, everyone watched as the Saiyan warrior was blown into the humans' area, where everyone was shocked to see their opponent injured. On the other hand, that worried me a lot. I thought that human had defeated my father, but he had changed things. Well, clearly yes, but who knows yet? Let's not sing victory, you know, little brother, said Ares to his brother Hermes. Yes, I know. On the battlefield, everyone watching, they saw how Son Goku, or the Saiyan warrior, was getting up from that area with a little scratch and wound on his face. Zeus was really surprised to see how the boy only had some scratches, and to think that it was his best hit. Not bad for an old man. Those hits were effective. You know, I never felt full of life in my life, like you know. Goku would be appreciated to see his fists raise and see him scream in such a way that all the spectators were shocked, including the gods, to see his eyes change to emerald eyes, and see his hair change from black to a golden color, and see an explosion of energy all over the battlefield. To see a few seconds later see Goku turn into a Super Saiyan. Everyone could not believe it, including the gods, to see his appearance change to a golden form. And the god spectators, what the hell is this guy? He changed his appearance out of nowhere. Is this being really a human? Ares said, somewhat astonished. Wow, I never in my life have been so excited. Seeing this opponent of the humans gives me complete satisfaction and enormous excitement at the same time, Aphrodite said, grabbing her breasts tightly. On the other side, unbelievable, I have never in my life seen that a human can change his hair, said Brunhilde's younger sister. We'll see if that can rival the great Zeus. On the battlefield, it's time for the battle to begin, he said with a smile on his face. Son Goku. Way to go, boy, and tell me, what do you call that color? This one? I call him the Super Saiyan, he said with a smile. Not bad, so let's get started at once. So both fighters began to attack each other. The one who had the advantage was Goku, as he was giving him several blows in his face, where the father of the Greeks could not dodge his fists at the speed at which he was going. So, giving him several combinations of blows until Goku sent him a strong blow in the stomach that made the great Zeus spit blood from his mouth. However, Zeus saw the attack coming, so he covered his two arms, so that the impact would be less possible. Everyone saw the spectacle that both opponents gave, to see the great Zeus all badly wounded, but still standing, the strongest god in the universe. Not bad, boy, not bad, said Zeus with a smile. Wow, and to think I was only giving 50% of this state, said Goku in his thoughts. To see how Zeus raised his fist and said, well, I have no choice but to use this. See if you can dodge me this punch, he said, raising his god aura to see purify his fist and say, we'll see what you do with this. Where that time Zeus had great respect for his father and great hatred with him, but he copied that technique and created it with himself. The attack that rules over time, the fist that overcame time itself. However, he saw a red aura at its maximum radiance from the same Saiyan warrior, and see how he dodged his attack, and see how he hit him squarely. Fantastic, that wasn't bad at all. And to see how the great Zeus himself fell at his rests from this boy, and see him say, thank you so much for everything, and those bites we had, Grandpa, but you're not the only one who pierced time itself. To see him fall to the ground all bent over, his head to another place, to see that time continued its normal course. Everyone saw it and could not believe it. The human had defeated the great Zeus himself. No one said anything. It's like all are shocked of something. The gods could not believe it. The human had defeated Zeus himself on his battlefield. The human tribune celebrated his unexpected victory. Unbelievable! It is not possible. Zeus is knocked out by Son Goku's blow, but they saw that flaming aura that was emanating from the Saiyan warrior, seeing his whole body emanating a divine aura. The gods could not believe it. A human had the power of a divine god, seeing his red color in his eyes looking at Zeus himself, to say, it's a pity, old man, that it ended in the quickest way, but well, it's a fight to the death, he said it with a serious tone, while inside the stadium. Unbelievable. I didn't think that in the second round of Ragnarok, he was so fantastic, and I can't believe that again he changed his color and hairstyle to a red state. Sister, can you feel it? It has a divine power. Seeing his sister on the battlefield, he saw that presence that reminded him years ago of a story that said that millions of years ago, there was a warrior who overcame some gods that were called destroyer gods, and seeing that he was a mortal grown in the same land, that mortal who had the power of a god, his aura was red as well as his hair was like fire. He had a purity for humans, and he would be the one who would bring peace throughout the planet Earth. Since I can emphasize that he himself is not a human. What? But Brunhilde, are you really listening to what you're saying? That would disqualify us from the tournaments. That can't be, sister. Don't worry, let me finish, Brunhilde mentions. I mean, he comes from a world called the Saiyan race, where every being of that world can choose the place he wants to belong, and since he was a baby, he chose the Earth to give his life for any circumstance that would threaten humanity, calling it family. He gave his word to be their protector and guardian of humans, leading him to become one more of them, but with supernatural powers that the truth did not think to see too much power. Walkari, surprised, said, "Magnificent." Wow, I never imagined it, seeing that aura and the red color in his hair. I see this legend is true, her confused sister said. What do you mean, sister? Explain to me. It is said that millions of years ago, there were other types of gods that were destroyer gods, those who maintained the order of their own world or universe. It is said that thousands of years ago, there was a human being that surpassed the same mortals and the same destroyer gods. That mortal reached divinity with pure training and effort. I do not understand, and thousands of years ago, it is said that the mortal had a red color and an aura of fire that gave tranquility to those who accompanied him. I understand, perhaps, said her little sister, but she did not finish, as her sister said, I was nervous when Zeus appeared, but apparently it was a very good combination. Everything that starts great, ends well, very well. And I'm so glad that legendary warrior will finish with that damned old man, since he was the hardest one to defeat. I'm very happy about it. I can't take it anymore. In the human stands, they shouted with great euphoria. You are the best, Son Goku! How nice! Now the gods are crying! On the other side, on the battlefield, well, it was an easy win. I thought I expected a little more from the one I thought was the most powerful, and he has given me that huge let me down. Well, what the heck. So the announcer saying, very well, it's time to finish with the second round between the battle of God versus man. The winner is Son. But he didn't finish his works, as someone spoke up. I'm still standing here, said Zeus. All the people were surprised. They could not believe it to see that the god Zeus was still standing. The gods were celebrating his return to their Greek god, on the other hand. Fantastic! I knew it! I knew that my father would return to the fight. It's not over yet, said Ares to his brother Hermes. Yes, that's true. However, I knew that transformation had taken its toll on his body. He was already exhausted. On the battlefield, seeing Goku, he saw how his body was starting to sweat too much, saying, Hey old man, don't be too hasty. Alright, I get it now. I thought you were confident and not showing off, right? Now I understand all this. Okay, so answer my question. Why do you wish to wipe out the gods? In your heart and soul dwells no evil. Tell me what the reason is. Well, you want to know why? At first, I did not know the reason why I was brought here. I thought it was a warm-up for the thousands of years that I spent in training, but when I noticed the real reason, it is because I will not allow neither you nor anyone to end humanity. Maybe they think that we are very despicable beings, that you could not get many positive things from us, but really sometimes they can be wrong, because we are not all. There are humans that, when they have to lend a hand, they do it. That when it comes to being united for a single cause, they do it. That we are fighters, that we have virtues and defects just like you. We can also make mistakes, but apart from that, we also have the right to survive. And not because of your whim to finish with all humanity, where my family and beings that I love are, and if that were not enough, I will not allow it. That is my reason. The human tribunes shuddered with such words the Goku said. They were so astonished that they began to applaud. Congratulations! And to reflect on Goku's words, bringing them to a state of joy and tears, that's when humanity united and stood up to give all the encouragement to Goku to finish Zeus. The gods who watched from the top of the ring began to praise the words of the human. Brunilda, Goku is really great, said his sister. Looks like we were all wrong about that man named Goku, Brunilde finished saying. I see you even got that whole crowd on your side, Zeus says. Ah, that's right. You shouldn't have gotten up because I plan to finish you off with a few simple fists. Now I know that you were never confident. Yes, I admit it, boy, you are very strong. Well, if you want to give up, that's fine. You can. Please, let's continue with the fight. Surprising the Siren warrior to see how Zeus said, I thought I could win with this state. Goku didn't know what this old man was talking about, but he said, I really was too careless of you. I'm going to resort to this, but I know it will leave me much more exhausted than I expected. Seeing that, Brunhilde got quite worried. So she started compressing her whole body. Goku was really surprised. He'd never seen that kind of transformation in his life in such a way. These things can only be seen with these gods, Goku mentioned. Inside the Stadium of the Gods, everyone was surprised. Wow, the old man will finally fight for real, said Shiva, raising his fists full of joy. Wow, with Aphrodite. Wow, it's a pity it's over already so fast. For me, it's a pity for that human. But what kind of transformation has that human? And to think that before he had the red color in his hair, but now I see him with yellow hair. Never mind, this will be a lot of fun, she said, clutching her face. While in the battlefield, Zeus did not stop screaming with his suffering. Goku could not be more than surprised to see how the old man suffered, to then see a curtain of smoke. Everyone was incredulous. They did not know what was happening, but to see a person out of the same smoke, and to see his final state of the great Zeus. When everyone saw him, they were really surprised and somewhat confused. His final form was almost the same as when he appeared, but with less energy as his muscles were compressed to their limits, where each muscle was keeping a gigantic amount of divine energy, where Goku quickly got into his combat pose because he wanted to fight successfully against this god. Well, it's time to start, said Zeus with a typical demonic laugh as he struck the first blow.